Hello there YouTube and welcome to another video. Today's video I want to highlight the Dryad heavy set of armor, why it's so good, why you should be striving for it in PvP, and what it takes to craft all these pieces. So let's kind of just dive into it. So to make the Dryad heavy pieces of armor, you are going to need 160 on your armoring. I am at 169. You will need 160 to make these pieces. Because that is the required level to make them. Another reason that you need to get your armoring up is this is not a tradable piece of armor. It's not like the Void Bent set. You have to make it yourself. So get all your armoring up. Get your armoring up to 160. Not only that, but try and get yourself a lot of the armoring pieces of armor so that while you're crafting armor, you can roll it at a higher gear score. Get your trophies in your house for the armoring as well, along with the food buff. So get your spicy cabbage soup to make as high as gear score as you can with that, and then along with the earring that you can get in the store or make for yourself, where you can get try and get one of these earring pieces that gives you a +5 minimum armor crafted item quality. Get all these pieces, try and get as many armor trophies as you can in like all three houses, and try and make the highest gear score possible you can with your armoring. This will help you with some of these pieces, and let's kind of dive into what you need for all these pieces, why they're so good. So to craft the heavy set, you need to go to the forge, get your armoring up to 160, and you can be able to make these Dryad pieces. Now the reason I think that if you were going to go full heavy armor and stay in a full heavy dodge, if you're like a tank or a DPS player, great axe user, I think these are really good pieces. I've seen a lot of healers do this as well, where they stay in the full heavy, because heavy is just a really good armor set to stay in for PvP right now. And the reason this is so good is these pieces automatically roll with Constitution. So at a 600 gear score, these are all going to roll +25. And these are going to be really good to have, because if you roll with just Constitution, you don't really have to worry about anything else in your armor. And another reason for that is, since it is a permanent automatic roll with Constitution on these pieces, this allows you to actually put a perk guaranteed roll for your weapons on this armor as well. So for instance, I am a fire staff user. So what I did is I crafted the heavy helmet, and I got Refreshing Pillar of Fire, which reduces this ability's cooldown by 13% per enemy hit with Pillar of Fire. Another mod that I put into my heavy chest piece that is so good is Refreshing. So reduces max cooldowns by 2.7%. Now something to keep in mind is Refreshing Pillar of Fire. So a mod like that, where it's a weapon mod, these are not going to stack across all 5 pieces. So don't waste your time putting the same mod in all 5 pieces of Dryad armor. Just do it in one armor piece so that you have good weapon perks throughout your armor. I think the Refreshing mod does stack. So if you have this Refreshing mod, feel free to put those on multiple pieces of armor, because that'll just keep reducing your cooldowns. I could be wrong on that. So if you want to just stay safe and just roll one piece of armor with Refreshing on it, do so, because I'm not 100% on that. But getting Refreshing on a piece of armor is really good too. So to keep in mind, some of the good perks that you can roll on this armor is essentially, like if you're a healer, something you absolutely need is Fortifying Sacred Ground is huge for healing. So you can put that on a piece. Another thing that's really good for healing is Revitalizing Beacon. This will heal you yourself with Beacon applied to yourself for like up to 33% at those higher gear score marks. So just keep in mind like which perk you really want to use for your weapon. But this is why the PvP set is going to be so good for this armor, because it rolls Constitution. You can guarantee a perk on each piece of armor, and maybe you get lucky and get a resilient perk for the second one. You know, you keep rolling the armor and get really good perks on all pieces of your armor. Now as far as crafting these, like I mentioned before, you need 160 armoring. You need quite a bit of Osmodium. If you really want to roll it as high as you can, you need to get all your daily mats, so Osmodium, Runic Leather, and Phoenix Weave. It's going to require a decent amount of osmodium for all these pieces. And once you have that, then go ahead and start grabbing this armor. Another really tedious part of it is sticky vines. So these sticky vines are a resource that come from Garden of Genesis dungeon slash expedition. So the tuning orbs are going to get toned down a little bit in being able to craft those a little easier. So Garden of Genesis, you can craft those 3 times a week. So make sure you're crafting those as much as possible. Once you run about 5 Genesis runs, you should have over 50 sticky vines to make all 5 pieces. Once you do that, then you're good to go. Like I said, need a lot of osmodium. Make sure that you can craft your armor as high a gear score as you can as well, with different buffs like the jewelry, the food, armoring, armor to boost that as well, trophies, things like that. So if you're going to stay in a full heavy set of gear, this is the route to go 100%. Now I'll kind of talk about staying in medium dodge, which is something I am doing. So right now I am staying in the medium dodge, and to do that you need a heavy head, heavy helm, heavy chest piece, medium gloves, medium feet, light pants. This will keep you at 22.9 weight and still give you a decent amount of physical and elemental absorption. So just as a reminder, these numbers don't really matter in PvP, but the physical to elemental ratio does matter. So since I have a little bit less elemental, you'll see that I put a lot of opals in my armor and my jewelry to kind of offset that, so I don't get absolutely nuked by fire and ice. But to use the medium pieces of armor, that's gonna be a little different. So the medium pieces of armor are gonna come from the outfitting station. Now these aren't gonna roll guaranteed constitution, these pieces I have. So what I did is I rolled the infused leather gloves and infused leather feet, and then I did the Shadewalker pants. The Shadewalker pants are going to require you to be at 195 armoring, so if you're not quite there yet, you just hit the 160 mark to make the Dryad pieces. Maybe have somebody make the pants for you. If you don't want to do that and you want to craft the medium or the light pants yourself, I would probably go the infused silk pants. These are going to have some pretty decent elemental resistance, and then maybe put like an onyx in it to offset the physical resistance down there. So these are a good choice too if you want to just craft them yourself. You only need 150 armoring for that. You're only going to need 150 armoring for these pieces as well. Now the problem here is you're going to have to roll these a couple more times. Now the good thing is they require a lot less daily mats, only 4 phoenix weave, 4 runic leather for the gloves, 5 runic leather, 3 phoenix weave, and 1 osmodium for each of these pieces. So you don't really have to like worry about crafting your own osmodium to try and roll these a lot. You know, stack up, play a couple games of Outpost Rush, get like 600 gold, and then like buy one osmodium to roll these. It's not too big of a deal. But the thing is too is if you really want constitution on these pieces, you'll have to put a mod on to get the guaranteed constitution, roll the armor, and then just hopefully get lucky with you know, perks. So for example, I got lucky, I got the refreshing mod again on my glove piece. I don't know if these stack together on both of these armor pieces, but still it's a good piece to have. But essentially that's kind of it for this video. I do think that the heavy set of Dryad is going to be the best PvP armor in the game for a while. Another reason to get the Dryad pieces over the Lazarus pieces is they're just a little easier to craft and get because of the sticky vines. You can craft 3 garden orbs per week. You can only craft 1 Lazarus orb per week. So it's a little easier to just get in and run Genesis over and over again compared to Lazarus. So that's kind of my take there, but that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this guide helps. If you guys have any questions, be sure to comment below. Any opinions, comments, questions that you have about the armor, love to answer those questions as well. But be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.